The nurse came and told her they had finally perfected the cure. Fianma asked, "Is that true?" The nurse replied, "I would not lie about something like this. It was developed by Lord Alfond of the Ducal House of Cornaro, and they are a devout family, so it must be true. It has been so long, but the fight against the death plague is finally over." Fianma commented, "Yes, you are right. I am so glad," she thought. "If only the Cornaro family had accepted help from my family, the cure would have been ready so much sooner. If it had, then father and Luca." The next moment, she was coughing blood. The nurse told her, "Hang in there. The cure will be here in a few days. Things will get busy then. The patients are waiting for me." Fianma thought, "You are right. I need to get better. Soon I will make up for everything I have had to endure. That is how I will live for father and the others too. I have to keep fighting. Father, Luca, I really want to see you." The next scene, father spoke, "Thank goodness, you would not wake up at all. You really scared me." The next moment, Fianma hugged him and started crying. Father asked what had gotten into her all of a sudden. Luca asked, "Sister, did you have a bad dream or something?" Fianma thought, "The dream. The moment Luca died in agony, the pain that racked my entire body, which felt like an eternity. Was all of that just kidding? No, that is wrong. A dream could never be that vivid. My father was originally a mere merchant, and our family worked together through many hardships to finally attain the rank of nobility. But not long after, both my father and my younger brother lost their lives to the death plague that swept the imperial capital. Having lost our heir, it was not just our noble title. The fortune we worked so hard to build was also taken away from us, and so, I came to know how powerless I really am." Luca spoke, "You seem so dependable, sister, but you always push yourself too hard." Father also told her, "If anything is troubling you, don't keep it to yourself. You can tell your father anything." Luca continued, "All right. Let's enjoy this party. If you keep moping, the credit for crushing the black market auction is going to get stolen by the church faction." Fianma thought, "A party? The black market auction? There is no mistake. This is from when I was 18. Could it be that I have gone back 4 years in time? But how? No, right now the reason does not matter. More importantly, I have to think of a way to change my family's future. If I remember correctly, in my past life he told me I could have any reward I wished for the sake of my family's prosperity. I requested the monopoly rights for the trade ship business. But something like that is meaningless if my family dies. Think carefully. This choice will surely be the first major step to saving my family." Next scene. Nobles spoke, "Lady, I am almost impressed with your splendid work on this occasion. The empire was not built in a day. It is thanks to talented women such as yourself that our nation is maintained." Fianma replied, "You are too kind." She thought, if I recall correctly, at this moment in my previous life she said how pathetic, that fake noblewoman who was once a commoner, she can't even drink wine properly. I was not going to let something like this hurt me, but the sad look on my father's face that day, I can never forget it. This time, things are going differently." Fianma stated, "How shameful. Please, don't blame yourself for something like that. Are you hurt?" The noble lady shouted, "No." Then she ran away. Father said, "How rude." The other nobleman commented, "Right. No matter the circumstances, that behavior is an embarrassment to us as fellow nobles." Fianma spoke, "I am all right, father." The duke came and stated, "Truly deplorable. To think you would brush my Cornaro family aside, the family that has supported this empire for so long, for a newcomer to act so arrogantly." Fianma thought, "The Cornaro family, and that is Alfondo Cornaro." Fianma spoke, "Greetings." The duke said, "Such pathetic greetings leave me only displeased. So you won't bother with proper greetings after I voice the slightest criticism. This is why new nobles are." Fianma's father asked, "Did you just insult my daughter?" The duke replied, "I merely stated a fact. If you think that was an insult, maybe your daughter truly is someone shameless." Fianma told her father, "I am fine, don't worry." Father commented, "This is completely intolerable." Fianma thought, "I know, it really is intolerable, but I was ordered not to greet them, so I simply obeyed, and now I am being scolded for not greeting them. Still, complaining would be pointless. The Cornaros despise our Grimani family, but not just because we are newly rich nobles. They are an ancient house dating back to the foundation of the Marshmia Empire, a family that stands at the pinnacle of the church, which splits the empire in two. The church values noble tradition and authority, and following its teachings faithfully. To prevent the misuse of knowledge, they hoard much of it, including the field of pharmacology. In contrast, the Grimani family belongs to the emperor faction, Prioritizing the interests of the state and advancing alongside the emperor, we seek greater strength and prosperity, unbound by the church's teachings. The two factions are like oil and water. That is why, even when the deadly plague spread, cooperation was not possible, and the completion of the medicine was delayed. Negotiating like in my previous life would only be a waste of time, and since that is the case, I will have to fight in a different way more than ever if they won't cooperate. The emperor came and asked, "It surely is lively here. Tonight's guest of honor is enjoying the party as well. It was all thanks to you that we were able to crush the dark auctions that were bleeding the empire of its profits. Please enjoy yourself to the fullest." Fianma replied, "Your kindness toward me is far more than I deserve." The emperor stated, "Fianma Grimani, your achievement this time was truly splendid. Tell me, what reward do you wish for? If it is within my power, I will grant you everything." The nobles started chatting. "I hope she knows her place. I wonder what the lady will ask for." Fianma thought, "My wish, I have only one wish, if knowledge of medicine is to remain forbidden to outsiders." Then she said, "Please allow me to marry Lord Alfond Cornaro." She thought, "I will face this challenge myself." The emperor commented, "You not only prevented an event that could have shaken the state, but also exposed the mastermind and brought the empire enormous profit, and for all that, you are satisfied with marriage as your reward, even if it is with the Cornaro family." Fianma said, "Of course, your majesty, it is not that just marriage will suffice, it has to be marriage to Lord Alfond." The nobles whispered, "She actually wishes to marry the heir of the Cornaro family, to Lord Alfond, the strongest and most popular of the Holy Knights. A mere girl from a rising noble family marrying a pillar of the church faction. Such arrogance." The duke shouted, "Your majesty, surely you do not intend to entertain such nonsense." The emperor thought, "The pureblood Cornaro family marrying a daughter of the emperor faction, I never even considered it, but if I can use this reward as an excuse to place a Grimani daughter within my reach, it may tip the current balance between the factions." Fianma thought, "Is that what His Majesty is thinking? He has long resented the church for monopolizing power and wealth." The emperor stated, "I see, in that case, your wish shall be granted." Fianma replied, "I am grateful for your majesty's vast generosity." Father asked, "What are you thinking?" Fianma replied, "For now, I will explain everything once we return home. I am leaving it to you." She thought, for everyone's sake, it is best that no one else learns any unnecessary details. Suddenly, Alfond came. Fianma spoke, "Please forgive my rudeness." Alfond asked, "You seem to be in quite a hurry. Does it have something to do with the marriage proposal? What are you after?" Fianma thought, "That was obvious. It is all for my father and my family's future, to save my family, even during the plague. I could not gain his cooperation. If he would not understand then, he won't believe me now when I warn him of an unknown tragedy, if reason and logic are of no use." Then she said, "I have fallen in love with you." Alfond asked, "Love?" Fianma replied, "Yes." She thought, "It does not look like he believes me. Of course, for him, I am just. We barely interact with each other. I am just a young girl from the enemy side, but not all of it was meant to be a lie." Alfond is the captain of the Holy Knights who protect the Asbel religion. As the captain of the Holy Knights, he is praised for having abilities that are the greatest in history, and a personality that is the very definition of a saint. As he volunteers to work on the front lines and consistently achieves results, only once in my previous life there was an occasion where he saved my life. Alfond commented, "I apologize, but that is too unbelievable." Fianma replied, "Yes, I am aware of that. That is why, during the time after we get married, I intend to express my feelings to you, then I will be taking my leave." Next scene. Fianma spoke, "I told you. I want to express my feelings. I told you in the letter that I would be coming to see you, right?" Alfond replied, "We are still not married." Fianma emphasized, "But it has been decided that we will get married soon. I also brought some gifts for my father-in-law today, and here are some for my mother-in-law." After that, Fianma thought, "Today would be my 5th time visiting the Cornaro family. An outbreak of illness will start in 2 years. We need to develop the medicine. There is even a possibility that we will need to grow the ingredients ourselves to secure the supply. Although it seems like we have plenty of time, we don't." In order to earn his trust as soon as possible, I visited as often as I could get away with. "Has it been long since I have been in this room? I mean, I contacted him beforehand, and I don't do anything impudent that would tarnish our family name. They have not even served me any tea." Then she said, "Can you ask him how long it will take him to come?" The maid replied, "Yes, my lady." After that, Fianma thought, paintings, sculptures, pottery, all of these are such high-quality antique items. The furniture has been maintained and passed down for ages. However, indeed I am grateful that I had a good look around, but it is bothersome that our relationship does not move forward. That being said, why does she take so long just to call him here? What is that sound? Fianma asked. What happened? The maid asked. How could you roam around the estate by yourself, break a vase, and need to be scolded for your lack of discipline? Viviana told her, that is not true, my lady, it is not my fault. I was not the one who broke it. The old maid shouted, stop making excuses, you stubborn. The next moment, she said, about that, it is because you suddenly went between us. Fianma replied, yes, you were not planning on hitting me, I am not going to blame you for that. But tell me one thing. If Viviana was the one who broke the vase, why are your clothes wet instead of hers? You are not in a position to do chores like washing dishes, are you? Alphonse came and asked, what is all the fuss about? The old maid told him, Lady Fianma's maid just broke a vase. Fianma also spoke, would you grant me the time for an explanation? Alphonse replied, no, there is no need. Fianma thought, I can't believe he does not want an explanation. Looks like he still does not believe me, like always. Alphonse stated, please keep this in mind, you don't need to explain yourself every time, because you are going to be the future Lady Cornaro. Fianma thought, to think that Lord Alphonse would agree to be my ally without asking me anything, no, that is just not possible. Alphonse continued, I made you wait because of my incompetence and moreover, caused you further distress, I apologize for that. I fear I may have put you through something a little unseemly, but I ask you to bear with it for some time. Alphonse stated, how do you explain neglecting to report Lady Fianma's visit? The old maid replied, the daughter of the Grimani family, born of commoner stock, for her to intrude upon the distinguished Cornaro family is something that must not be permitted. As expected, she committed such a blunder. Alphonse asked, do you still not understand? Any offense against her is an offense against me as well. It is not Lady Fianma who is not suitable for the Cornaro family. It is you. Get out right this instant. The old maid told him, I am terribly sorry, please forgive me. I have devoted myself to the Cornaro family for many years. If he gets to know that you are chasing me out so easily, what would your father say if he found out? Alphonse stated, you are going so far as to involve my father in this matter. Lady Fianma is already my official fiancé, and has received the approval of both the emperor and the church. My father won't agree to treating her like that, to insult her not once but twice, and even show such disrespect toward the empire and the church. It seems you really want to end up in prison. Fianma thought, what an imposing presence. Alphonse continued, no matter what the circumstances were, to blame a guest and make them uncomfortable is something that must never happen in the Cornaro family. I am sorry on behalf of my servant's poor conduct. Take care of it right now. Fianma thought, it is clear that the fault lies with the servant, since she will be punished anyway. I suppose it would be unbecoming for me, the future duchess, to offer anything different. A truly noble response values honor. But this is definitely not done for my sake. Ideally, I would like to bring to light the crime of those who try to set me up, but arguing with my fiancé in front of servants would also tarnish my honor. I will just be happy that I got an apology. She said, I am the one who caused a commotion. I apologize for that. I will take my leave for today. Alphonse told her, wait, pardon me. Fianma thought, holy magic. Alphonse asked, has your pain lessened now? Fianma replied, yes, she thought, it is the same as my last life. Lord Alphonse, despite detesting the Grimani family, who are money-grubbing merchants, healed my injury. That was one of the reasons I chose to marry him. Because he treats everyone equally, even those he considers enemies, but to think I would be relying on holy magic again. Alphonse told her, I will take you to the entrance. The maids were chatting earlier, he used holy magic. The other maid replied, maybe, I am not sure, though, I have been here for a long time, but it is the first time I have seen the Lord use holy magic. After that, Alphonse told her, I will never let you feel such distress again. However, that does not mean you should expect anything like affection. Fianma replied, yes, I know, I too apologize for causing a commotion. She thought, him escorting me and seeing me off is only out of a sense of duty. I know full well that he does not have a shred of love for me. Fianma commented, however, today's incident has made me certain. The man I am getting married to cannot be anybody other than Lord Alphonse. I don't wish to trouble you any further. This will be the last time I visit the Cornaro mansion. Next time we meet will be at our wedding ceremony." After that, Fianma thought he was very wary of me. I even told Lord Alphonse that I would not be coming for a while and not to bother him. Am I reading too much into it? I don't have the time to be making mistakes. I need to think about this seriously. I can't even compare the number of enemies I have now since getting married, and I will also have to fight some big shots. Lord Alphonse might have saved my back today, but I can't be so sure that he will do the same next time. I need to hurry and gain Lord Alphonse's trust as fast as I can in order to resist the pressure and save my family. If they think that my love for him is a facade, everything will be ruined, so I will love for real and treasure him genuinely, just like I treasure my father and Luca. I wonder if I can still do anything else before the ceremony. I am going to give it all my. The next day, Fianma thought, I see, so that is how it is. He just sent me back presents in return for the ones that I gave him. Herb tea, a very Cornaro gift. But that is surprising. All of the things inside here are beauty herbs that young ladies are so obsessed with. No matter how you look at it, I don't think he prepared it himself, but it is indeed the perfect gift for your fiancé. That said, when someone replies like this, they are also implying a warning not to give me presents. In reality, I bet he did not really put much thought into it when he sent it. I am going to need to think of other ways to show my love for him. Suddenly, Luca came and asked, "Wow, what did you just say? I did not quite get it." Fianma replied, "Try saying that one more time. It is a good thing that you apologized, but did you already finish your homework?" Luca said, "Of course. Who do you think I am? More than that, you are the problem. Having a fiancé with such a serious appearance. Does he not want to marry you after all? If that is the case, then let's tell His Majesty you don't want to do this." Fianma replied, "That is not true." Father came and commented, "You should stop that. It is what Fianma decided to do, after all." Luca emphasized, "But father, she got her lifelong wish fulfilled, yet she doesn't look happy in the slightest. I bet I could entertain big sister far better than that purebred." Father told her, "That man was drafted into knighthood at the age of 10, much younger than you, so you can't protect Fianma from him with those sword skills of yours. Sorry to keep you waiting, the lace for the veil is finally ready." Fianma spoke, "What a sight, it is my first time seeing lace this beautiful, thank you so much." Father told her, "It is only natural to have the best of the best when it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for my daughter to show up, but if your mother, Lucia, were alive, I bet she would have knitted lace herself just for you. I am sure she is frustrated now up there in God's kingdom." Fianma thought, Father is so silly, saying that mother is frustrated. Father emphasized, "I know that you are giving it your all because you are excited for the wedding, but don't forget to rest. If a bride-to-be is making such a gloomy face, Luca is not the only one who will be worried. You are not getting enough sleep." Fianma thought, "This time, I will make sure that Luca and father will never experience suffering like that ever again." Next scene, Alphonse thought, "It has been 3 months since then, and as she declared, she has not come to see me at all. I thought she was just trying to get my attention, but she did not send any gifts, and even the letters were very modest. I am starting to get confused as to what her goal really is. Well, no matter what I think of it, I will just carry out my duty quietly." After that, the bride, Fianma, has arrived. The nobles were chatting. It is a marriage arranged by the emperor himself. This much is only natural, but if you want to measure up to the Cornaro family, is your lineage still not enough? Fianma thought, "In preparation for this day, I did everything I possibly could. I have no regrets. All that is left is to see it carried out without incident." Father said, "You are beautiful." Luca also commented, "If it was just you, sister, it would be perfect." Father continued, "The groom is splendid as well." Luca replied, "The problem is not the groom, it is the guests. Every last one of them looks at you as if you were merchandise on display." Father told him, "It is your special day. Instead of frowning, let's at least be the ones to celebrate you." Very good, that is how it is. Fianma thought, "Thank you, Father and Luca." The priest spoke, "Do you, Alphonse Cornaro, swear eternal love by the star of the sea that guides us?" Alphonse replied, "I swear it." Fianma thought, "An oath? Perhaps making preparations for divorce before the ceremony was a bit excessive. This was the right choice. In my past life, I had heard rumors that Lord Alphonse also married. It was after the Grimani family's downfall, so I don't know if it was political or if it was out of love, but if Lord Alphonse did have someone he loved, Then once I have saved my parents, I want to be ready to step aside immediately. That is my way of showing sincerity. The priest continued, and you, Fionma Grimani, do you swear eternal love by the star of the sea that guides us? Fionma thought, it means deceiving God, but I won't waver anymore. She replied, I swear it. She thought, to save my family, I resolve to do whatever it takes, but I will also pursue the happiness of those I have dragged into this. The priest spoke, now then, as proof of true love, exchange the rings. The nobles whispered, that is that not the tear of the sea, the jewel said to be gifted to each Cornaro duchess, even though Lord Alfond has not inherited the title yet, to go out of his way to give that. The Cornaro family must be welcoming Lady Fionma. That is what it means. Rumors have it the Grimani dowry is worth 500,000 gold coins. Even royal marriages barely reach 100,000 gold coins, and her trousseau is equally magnificent. Fionma thought, next comes the oath seal. Traditionally, it is sealed with a kiss on the lips. But these days, even noble church families choose the forehead or the cheek, or sometimes skip it entirely. The performance has already been more than enough, and the guests' stares have softened considerably. We could skip it altogether at this point, but knowing how serious Lord Alfond is, he will at least nod in agreement. Alfond stated, that won't be the case. Then he started kissing her. Fionma thought, a kiss on the lips, it is not really surprising, since we are married, it is only natural there would be kisses, and what comes after? I let my guard down a little, but it is okay, there is no problem at all. I am not an ignorant, sheltered young lady in the first place. I was a little flustered, but it seems he did not notice. This scent is an unexpected harvest. It looks like this will turn out to be a good wedding after all. Next scene. Fionma asked, is something the matter? Alfond replied, no, I will introduce your maids. The head maid spoke, I serve as the head housekeeper. The other maids also introduced themselves. Fionma replied, nice to meet you, she thought, so the head maid back then was really fired. The head maid commented, young mistress, before I show you to your room, may I take custody of the ring you are wearing? As it is a very precious item, the previous mistresses also normally kept it stored in the treasure vault. Fionma thought, taking away the wedding ring on the very first day of the marriage, that seems like something anyone would quarrel over, no matter who they were married to, but originally, Alfond only used the family heirloom as a wedding ring because it was tradition, there is no affection or deep meaning in it. She replied, of course, since it is such an important item, please keep it securely stored. She thought, what is important to me is earning Lord Alfond's trust. There is no need for me to resist or dwell on this meaningless ring. The head maid continued, I have certainly taken it into my custody. Alfond emphasized, since there are post-wedding procedures to handle, I will need to go separately from here. Will that be all right? Fionma replied, yes, I also have various preparations I must take care of. She thought, his attitude is so businesslike, you would not think we are a newlywed couple, it is exactly as I expected. The head maid told her, then, young mistress, this way please. Fionma thought, unlike the previous head housekeeper, she does not seem to openly attack me, perhaps if you follow the rules, you won't be rejected. How very like the Cornaro family, he even took the initiative to kiss me, so this situation is not bad, no matter what. I must skillfully use the rules and traditions. I will show him by seducing him on our first night. On the other hand, the Duke spoke, from the imperial faction, and to think a nouveau riche brat would be welcomed into the Cornaro family. He says he won't even interfere with how the woman markets herself. I worry about the future. The priest asked, wishing to marry the one you love, is she not a lovely young lady? The Duke shouted, Your Eminence, you may not know the rumors, but this little girl is famous in social circles as a pitiful, shameless girl, the fake young lady, and is even mocked as such. The priest commented, Lord Alfond, I would very much like to hear your opinion. In your eyes, what kind of woman is your bride? Half an hour ago, Alfond asked, where is His Holiness? Callio replied, His Holiness the Pope arrived a short while ago. He is currently in the reception room, conversing with the master. May I ask you just one thing? Why did you kiss Lady Grimani on the lips during the ceremony? Alfond replied, the kiss vows, by nature, signify a promise that I will absolutely keep the words I have sworn, and act where the lips that made the vow are sealed by pressing them together. In short, a kiss anywhere but the lips is worthless. Callio spoke, my apologies, I was uninformed. Alfond told him, it can't be helped that you are unfamiliar with the culture of the nobility. Just make sure you learn it now. Now, back in the present time. Alphonse replied, from my perspective, Fianma is a woman who is unbecoming of a lady. Callio thought, a fitting evaluation for a charmless, shameless fraud of a lady. The reason the Grimani family is so disliked among the nobility is not simply because they are upstart newcomers, it is because they deviate so greatly from how the nobility ought to be. A young lady who not only appears at but meddles in the business and social affairs of men, and a father who, far from scolding her, is anything less than one who even seems proud of it. There is no way we could welcome a family that scoffs at tradition and norms while greedily devouring wealth. The Pope commented, I see, she is very unladylike, so she is just as the rumors say. If that is the case, we must doubt it, must we not? What that bride says, love as the bride calls it. The Duke spoke, to begin with, a greedy and cunning lady marrying for love is utterly unbelievable. Alphonse told them, at this point, I can't ascertain her true intentions, therefore, I intend to continue keeping a close watch on her movements. So, will that be all of your questions? The Pope replied, yes, I suppose so. Alphonse continued, well then, I will take my leave. The Pope stated, now that I think about it, I hear you are quite troubled about your elder sister. If you are faithful to God, your sister's troubles will surely be resolved soon. Alphonse replied, as God guides me. On the other hand, Fianma thought, all right then, the number of merchants in the empire, the true power of the Grimani family, I think I will show it to them. The maid said, I will bring your clothes, please just wait right here. Fianma thought, her demeanor is gentle, but she is definitely on guard. I did not bring any handmaiden from my family home, and I was careful about what I brought with me, but they are being much more blatant about it here. There is still time before Lord Alphonse arrives, no need to rush, I suppose. If I use it well, I just want people to get them both on my side. The next moment, Bona said, please forgive me. Fianma replied, it is all right. She thought, the veteran maids must have hated the idea of a maid who came from a commoner background, just like the previous head maid. Despite that, her hands don't shake much, I am sure she must be carrying those things. In my previous life, after losing my status and family, I lived in a small hospital and assisted them. There were a lot of patients who got overlooked by the church. We did not have enough manpower supply. Since I did the laundry daily, my hands got more ragged than the used sheets. After that, Fianma asked, can you just leave that as it is? Bona replied, but you prepared those items. Fianma continued, even if you don't need it today, you might need it in the future. I think it would be better if you know how to use it. First, show me your hands. Bona replied, my lady, no matter how you are going to explain it to me, a noble should not touch the filthy hands of a maid. Fianma told her, they are not filthy, those are wonderful hands of evergreen. You won't be able to work properly if you don't get your hands healed. This product will be effective if you smear it on your skin, plus it won't sting. Fianma commented, wow, it does not hurt at all. Mora came and thought, what the hell is going on? Fianma thought, what is this scent? Then she said, you came back at the perfect time. I am going to explain these solutions and also test these out. Mora replied, what do you mean? Did I not ask you to stay put? Just don't do anything unnecessary. Please use the items I prepared. Fianma emphasized, but the scent Lord Alphonse likes is neither rose nor pomegranate. Mora thought, I have not even revealed anything to her, but she already knows the scented oil he likes. Besides, since when did she get information about the Lord's liking? No doubt all of these items are high quality, and to think she would give them to maids so generously. Fianma thought, look at that. She maintains a poker face outside, but she is actually easy to read. I only have to make one last push. Fianma told them, I just want to receive some love from Lord Alphonse. For that to happen, I am thinking of doing everything I possibly can. Is that selfish of me? She thought, I will love him with all of my heart. Because of that decision, I need to work hard to gain the trust of the people around me. Bona said, you are not being selfish, I will help you with everything I can. After that, Alphonse thought, what if that was not a mistake? It might be impossible for me to fulfill my duty tonight. Fianma spoke, I have been waiting for you. Alphonse asked, is it Lily? Fianma replied, it is subtle, but don't you like it? Alphonse continued, during the day, you are like a whole different person. Fianma asked, what did you say? Alphonse replied, no, nothing, let's start the ritual. Fianma thought, in the end, he does not have any intention to start a conversation with me. If he is just going to follow the ritual obediently, I think it is impossible for me to charm him. Alphonse stated, if you want to give up, just tell me honestly. Indeed, it is my duty, but I am not interested in doing this with a girl that I hate. Fianma thought, even before I get to charm him, he still doubts my love, and yet, the maids believe me so easily. If I can't express my feelings with words or my attitude, then I just need to express it more. Alphonse thought, a faint scent of lilies, a pale blue dress showing obedience to the Cornaro family, and then a kiss she gives of her own accord. It is all far too perfect. Humans are foolish creatures, swayed by their emotions, and love, above all, is what drives people mad. That is why society rules to keep emotions in check, and yet every action is always cloaked in intellect. The love she speaks of cannot be trusted, though that, too, is not a lie. This face, this reaction, it does not seem fabricated. To grasp her true intent, I must get to know her better. If I ask with words, a clever woman like her will only dodge the question. What I must see is something she cannot disguise, a side of her as close to instinct as possible. Fianma spoke. Forgive me, Alphonse replied. No, I should have been more careful too. I will have to wash it off with hot water. The next moment, Fianma was going down. Alphonse grabbed her and asked, are you all right? Fianma replied, yes, I am fine. What are you suddenly? Alphonse continued, I will carry you to the bath. Fianma thought, I know you are a husband only in theory, but just being touched like that was so ticklish. I will absolutely redeem myself. Somehow, I must seduce the Lord, though I want to. I can't bring myself to look at him straight in the eyes. Alphonse commented, if there is something you wish to say, please say it plainly. Fianma thought, I need to find an opening to tempt him. She asked, what do you usually do on your days off? Alphonse replied, I train on my own. Fianma spoke, as expected, you are so diligent, but you do rest, don't you? Alphonse told her, I read scripture. Come to think of it, did you prepare today's oil yourself? Where did you get it? Fianma thought, almost all my knowledge of medicine came from the hospital. Ever since the death plague spread, even unofficial hospitals have been overlooked by the church. But in times like these, if a taboo is exposed, lying will be found out immediately, and this question is coming from Lord Alphonse himself. I can't let this chance slip by, she replied, I blended it myself. Alphonse asked, you made it yourself? Fianma continued, there were oils already prepared for you, but since there was no lily scent, your favorite, I decided to make and use my own. I felt it wrong to throw away what was not used, so I gave it to the maids. I am sorry for acting on my own. She thought, a stern man like the Lord might not forgive selfishness, but it is still better to be honest than have someone else tell him. Alphonse remembered the head maid speaking, forgetting such an important lily oil. I must deliver it quickly to the young madam. Alphonse came and said, then I shall deliver it myself. I was just going to check on her. After that, he heard the conversation of Fianma and the maids. He thought, as expected of the Grimani family's fake lady, did she just bring the maid quickly? If it is only being diverted, there is no need to personally deliver it. Now back in the present time, Alphonse asked, let me confirm again. You personally blended this oil? Fianma replied, yes. Alphonse commented, that is very hard to believe. Fianma thought, so I failed after all. Alphonse continued, the fragrance itself is elegant and subtle, yet it still lingers strongly. That is not just quality. It must be used with extremely advanced technique, Fianma thought, so that is what he meant by hard to believe. Alphonse asked, even our household has no such technique. Where did you learn it? Fianma replied, I learned while helping with my father's business, and I also studied some foreign texts to help with the Cornaro family trade. Then I combined the knowledge I gained. Alphonse said, combining knowledge, in other words, you applied it yourself. Fianma thought, it is not seduction, but getting him to talk to me is still progress. She spoke, I am happy to have so many conversations with the Lord. She thought, maybe I have been overthinking things, my head feels hazy. The next moment, Alphonse grabbed her. Alphonse then told her, please don't struggle, if you get any more worked up, you will collapse. You know, Fianma thought, I had no idea, but now that you mention it, I do feel dizzy. After that, Fianma emphasized, it seems impossible to stand on my own, causing you trouble again. I am so sorry, she thought, to be carried out like this, both on the way there and back. It is no wonder he is speechless with disbelief. Alphonse replied, about after this, I will carry you to the bed, so please rest assured. Fianma replied, that is not what I meant, it is just that. Alphonse continued, Let's reset the first night. In your current physical condition, it would be too much of a burden. Fianma thought, not only did my attempt at seduction fail, but the first night itself is not happening. This is seriously bad, because that would be a white marriage, meaning the marriage is unconsummated. Alphonse told her, you are a busy person. Turning red and pale, Fianma replied, I am fine, so please carry out your duty to the end. She thought, don't panic, if I cling to him in such an unsightly way, the Lord's heart will only grow more distant. I need to calmly think of a good method. Alphonse spoke, there is no need to worry, as I have said many times, I will fulfill my duty. Let us hold the first night ceremony again in 3 days. I swear by the sea god, Fianma thought, a vow kiss. Then she replied, thank you, as expected. Lord Alphonse, you are so kind. Alphonse thought, kind, you say. After that, Fianma saw a dream in which she shouted, please, I beg you, please make the medicine as quickly as possible. My father has collapsed. Even holy magic is not working. Please, I beg you. The knight replied, relying on medicine is outrageous. Could it be that your faith is lacking? Fianma shouted, faith has nothing to do with this. Even among the church-affiliated nobles, there are people suffering from the same illness. Before this disease spreads any further, please, the medicine. The knight stated, how dare you insult the church faction, you blasphemer, divine punishment will strike you. Fianma thought, that is the Cornaro family. She shouted, won't you join hands with me in my house? She thought, it had become a rumor among the imperial faction, that the reason the church preaches not to rely on medicine is because they lack the funds for drug development. She shouted, I don't mind offering the Grimani family's entire fortune. Let's jointly develop a medicine to repel this deadly disease. She thought, it might be a baseless rumor, but the hope I have left is already. The Pope stated, joining hands with a money-grubbing family is absolutely out of the question. Medicine and poison are two sides of the same coin. Knowledge of medicine must not leave the family. Duke, tell him Alphonse will be late for the meeting. Next scene. A maid told her, young mistress, good morning. It will soon be time for breakfast. If you are not feeling well, would you like to rest a little longer? Fianma replied, no, I am coming. Could you help me get ready? The maid continued, of course. The young master also strictly told me to assist you properly, Fianma thought, since he slept next to me at night, but it looks like he left in the morning. The maid told her, no need to worry. The young master always trains early in the morning. He said to make sure there are no blunders like with the former head housekeeper. He said it sternly before leaving for his training. Fianma replied, I see, thank you for telling me. After that, Fianma thought, well then, I am scheduled to help the Duchess starting today. Duchess Angela spoke. The hallway connects to the east annex, but please don't enter without permission. All your duties should be manageable within the main building. Fianma thought, judging from my mother-in-law's demeanor, it seems like she has kept quiet about this white marriage. Now that I think about it, my father-in-law during breakfast didn't make any sarcastic remarks like he used to. Angela continued, this is my study. I handle the household accounts and inventory management, so first, please learn how to read the purchase orders. Fianma replied, understood. She thought, always walks half a step behind my father-in-law, but she undoubtedly possesses both knowledge and skill in medicine. And managing the Cornaro family herb garden is the duty of the Duchess. She is definitely someone I must win over to my side. Angela told her, I have finished explaining the basics, so let's have some tea. By the way, not only Alphonse, but thanks to the lovely gifts you gave to me and my husband, I would like to give you something in return. What would you like? Fianma thought, please give me knowledge of the Cornaro family's secret medicine. There is no way I can say that. Then she replied, a gift in return is unthinkable. If you like them, that is the best reward for me. Angela commented, well, we are family now, so there is no need to rush. I support that, but may I ask you one thing? I have been curious about it for a while. Why did you give me that? Why did you think to give me silk thread? Fianma thought. I have been waiting for this question. Fianma then replied, something felt off. Everything in this mansion is made up of historic masterpieces. In other words, most of it is from an older era, yet only the lace beneath the vase reflected the latest trends. Managing the mansion is your responsibility, so I thought it must be your meticulous taste at work. Angela asked, you pay attention to every single detail, but still, that alone would not tell whether it was handmade. Did it look poorly made? Fianma commented, not at all. It was quite the opposite. It could only have been made by a master craftsman. The finish was exquisite. But would father-in-law ever allow such a luxury to be brought in? That is why I thought it must have been handmade by you, but at the same time, I thought it best not to mention it. Angela asked, "You understood that much, did you? Your judgment was correct. If it had been brought up, you would have been lectured for at least a month. Still, I am glad you asked. I never imagined being praised for my work could make me this happy." Fianma thought, "Every flower in the mansion, and even its accompanying lace, is replaced every day. Such delicate attention keeps the mansion beautiful, yet my father-in-law does not even notice. If he did, mother-in-law would be scolded. There is no need for luxuries. This is not a job for a lord's wife. So many rules would bind her even more tightly." Then she said, "My own mother loved lace knitting too. My father says she would have made my wedding dress if she were still alive." Angela told her, "I am just like your mother. Now that I think about it, I used to knit lace often with my daughter, excusing it as part of her upbringing as a lady." Fianma asked, "If you don't mind, could you teach me lace knitting too?" Angela replied, "I would be delighted, but first, we must hold a tea party to greet the ladies, and then have a meal with the relatives. About the tea, you don't have to drink it if you don't like it. Instead, tell me what kind you like." Fianma commented, "Thank you for your concern." She thought, "The Duchess really is genuine, that much is certain, but I can't let my guard down. This blended herbal tea contains herbs that elevate the mood. It is a small amount, so I would not call it a truth serum, but it is not something to ignore either. I am sure that someone sensitive to scent like me would have noticed, talking to me like this. Maybe she enjoys conversation more than I expected, or perhaps she is trying to draw out my true feelings." Angela spoke, "Since it is decided, I must prepare the finest lace and dress. This will be your first social gathering as a member of the family. May I ask you to gather some fine thread and fabric again?" Fianma replied, "Of course." She thought, regardless of her intentions, this has become a chance for her to speak to me more warmly. 2 days later, the Duchess told her, "I would like you to help out in the herb garden this morning. In the afternoon, we will be delivering supplies to the church-affiliated pharmacy and paying our respects, so would you change into something suitable for working outside after breakfast?" Fianma replied, "Of course, mother-in-law, I have just finished eating, so I will change right away, then I will excuse myself first." The Duke commented, allowing her into the herb garden, "It seems you have taken quite a liking to that girl. Bear in mind, she is the sharp-minded daughter of the Grimani family." The Duchess replied, "I am fully aware. I thought it would be better to keep a close watch to discern her true intentions." Next scene, Angela spoke, "This is the Cornaro family herb garden," Fianma said. "It is massive," Angela continued, "but in the countryside, there are even larger herb farms. Be careful, many of these plants are dangerous when touched." Fianma replied, "Thank you," Angela said. "First, we draw some water." Fianma thought, even just being allowed to start with watering is a big step. I can tell what most of these plants are just from my previous life experience and their scents. After that, I just need to find that one herb somewhere in this vast garden. No way. How is this even here? Fianma continued thinking, why is a rose soother growing among the weeds? I see. The effects of the rose soother are still unknown to this world. The herb called the rose soother is the main ingredient in the antidote used to cure the rose fever epidemic in the future. Rose fever was mainly prevalent amongst commoners, but once you took the medicine, the symptoms would subside within a few days. In my past life, I was suffering from this rose fever, because the symptoms of this rose fever were very similar to those of the death plague. If I can secure the rose soother, I can prevent the spread of rose fever, and people might know the existence of this death plague sooner than before. This was not the herb I was originally looking for, but it is a good start. Angela told her, the weeds are growing again. Now, we can't let the gardeners in here, so we have to weed these out ourselves. From now on, you will be doing it too. I guess you don't have any experience in weeding. Members of the Cornaro family are taught how to take care of plants from a very young age, but most noble girls react like that. Fianma spoke, no, that is not what actually, I will pull them, please let me pull them out. She thought, and replant them somewhere safe later. After that, Angela commented, you are doing a great job pulling them. If you keep it up, I might even let you replant some medicinal herbs. But first, you need to learn plant characteristics, so I will start off with the flower bed up front. This is a delicate plant, so be careful when you touch it. Skincare, hair growth, and improving the body. Most of the plants here are for beauty and luxury goods. The most important part of that plant is the roots. Fianma asked, are the medicinal plants for treating illness and injuries grown in a different area? Angela replied, I don't really grow a lot of plants for healing medicine, except for a few. The church has healing magic. Fianma continued, but shouldn't you grow them just in case you ever need them? The magic used by humans is limited, Angela stated. Medicine used to heal the human body can become toxic if used the wrong way, so it can't be used lightly. You have already become a Cornaro, after all, so you need to remember that. After some time, Fianma thought, the Duchess told me she still needs to talk to the pharmacy manager, so I should wait outside, but it will probably take some time, so I can say a prayer or two at the church next door. A hedgehog? Why would it be in this kind of place? With hedgehogs, you can safely obtain rare materials that would have been hard to collect, so they are very helpful. I am so lucky today, knowing about them after I discovered the rose soother, but I guess things won't go that easily. I guess I will just go inside the church. After that, Fianma thought, I smell blood. She is injured pretty badly. We need to do first aid. The person spoke, Father, my daughter was hit by a carriage. I beg you, please save her. The priest replied, although I too want to save her, there are no priests available to treat her right now. The other people were chatting. The one being treated right now is that guy, the noble with the back pain. If that poor person had any money, he could have done something about it. Fianma thought, what is with that? Don't they have healing magic, so they don't need medicine? This kind of unfair treatment did not just happen during the pandemic. It was common practice, and that priest was the same one from my past life. I don't have any cash right now, but what I do have. She said, please save that girl this instant. The priest replied, no, we can't possibly take these kinds of things. Fianma continued, you mean it's not enough? Take this too. If this still isn't enough, then. Suddenly, Alphonse came and covered her. A moment ago, the knight spoke, I concede, I lost once again. I thought I had a chance today, but you were more guarded than usual and moving even faster. It is just too unpredictable. That was close, weren't we finished here? Alphonse replied, I did not declare the end of it. Do you think you would be spared like this if you were attacked by a monster? The knight spoke, I was wrong, please forgive me. After that, a priest came and told him there was some trouble during the prayer. Now back in the present time, the knight commented, what a reliable lady, and beautiful too. I would love to get to know her. Alphonse stated, that is my wife. Fianma asked, why are you here, Lord? The next moment, Alphonse started healing the little girl. People whispered, that light, it is the capital's holy magic. He normally does not use magic for just anything, only in emergencies. The person spoke, goodness, thank you so much, I am truly grateful. Alphonse replied, I have merely fulfilled my duty. Then he stated, what a disgrace, you came with mother, did you not? Please return before this causes any more commotion. Fianma replied, thank you for the jacket, but I don't need it. My actions may be unbecoming of a lady, but I have done nothing that would bring shame in front of God. After that, she thought, I caused a commotion and even ended up saying something unnecessary. Whenever I come to the crouch, I can't help but remember that day. Mother does not seem to have returned yet. What should I do? Could that hedgehog be the one from earlier? A sister came and spoke. Recently, it seems to be a trend among the imperial faction to keep rare animals and show them off. Many people abandon them at the church when they can't handle them, which has been quite troublesome. Fianma thought, no, that, you mentioned it was a trend for a while. I believe it declined after numerous mysterious pet deaths occurred. Looking back now, I think it must have been some kind of illness. She asked, what will happen to this little one? The sister replied, at this level of weakness, there is no one who will take it in, so the best I can do is send it to God and offer my prayers. Fianma thought, so it is not going to survive. The way it is trying to survive so hard is a little heartbreaking. She said, I will treat its wounds. It is all right, don't be scared. The sister told her, don't say you will just treat it so lightly. I would save it if I could too, at this level of weakness, even if I use holy healing magic. Fianma thought, holy magic is certainly amazing, but it is neither omnipotent nor impartial. My purpose in this life is to save those who have fallen through the cracks. Fianma asked, who do you think I am? I am a lady of the Cornaro family. I would appreciate it if you did not underestimate me. I will do the healing right here. You don't have a problem with that. The sister replied, it is not so much a problem, since there is no way you can do that. She thought, and besides, isn't she the rumored fake noblewoman? She remembered the priest telling her that the fake lady would have more opportunities to enter the church from now on. But just because she is married does not change the fact that she is an imposter. Please be very careful in how you deal with her. The sister thought, What am I supposed to do? Even if they tell me to be careful, she said. That is what I told you. Please calm it down before you try to lift it. Fianma replied. It is fine. This is all within my expectations. The sister thought, she is from the imperial faction and is a social climbing lady at that. There is no way she can actually treat it. Anyway, let's just let her do what she wants. I will report this and leave her punishment to the higher-ups. Fianma spoke. These symptoms, there is no doubt about it, only that can cause this. I have a favor to ask you. The sister replied, I am just an apprentice. I can't use any holy magic. Fianma continued, that is not it. Besides, you probably could not cure this hedgehog with holy magic in the first place. You see the white powder stuck around this little one's face, and on top of that, some of its quills are falling out, and the exposed skin is red and inflamed. These are symptoms caused by parasites. Even if you use holy magic, if you don't remove the cause, it will just keep happening. So I need you to go to the pharmacy for some insect repellent and anti-inflammatory medicine. And I also need you to get some gauze. It should be among the medicine that was delivered today. In the meantime, I will remove the bugs. The sister thought, to figure out the right treatment just from a brief observation. Compared to her, I gave up from the start, thinking I couldn't help because I can't use holy magic. I even looked down on this lady. Fianma asked, what is it? The sister replied, I am so sorry for my rude behavior. I will go get them right away. After that, they treated the animal. Next scene, Fianma thought, it has been a long day. I am glad I got permission to keep the pet more easily than I expected, but because of my father's lecture, I barely ate any dinner today. It stings a little. I was on the move all day, after all. But I have gained a reliable ally for making medicine, so this is a small price to pay. You don't have to be friendly, but once you are better, you will of course help me gather ingredients, and you will be joining me for tea parties too. In parallel with developing a cure, it is essential to gather information to detect the earliest signs of the death plague. I did save you, after all, so I am going to need you to cooperate a little. Alphonse came and told her, you forgot this. Fianma replied, I am sorry to bother you when you must be tired from work, she thought, after what happened this afternoon, and since he was not back from work at dinner time, this feels a little awkward. Alphonse asked, I heard you barely ate anything, are you not feeling well? Fianma replied, I just don't have much of an appetite, there is no need to worry. Alphonse stated, is that so? Then there should not be a problem with us having our wedding night again tonight, we promised, did we not? Alphonse continued, you are really not feeling well, are you? We can postpone it to another day if you like, Fianma replied, no, it is not that, because of what happened earlier today, I did not expect you to come see me. Alphonse replied, the one who embarrassed himself was not you, but that priest, but I am angry with you as well. If you had called yourself my wife or asked my mother, she would have sent a healing priest. Why did you not ask for help? Fianma commented, it never even occurred to me that I was allowed to ask for help. Alphonse told her, you are already a member of the Cornaro family, helping each other is only natural. Fianma thought, I called myself part of the Cornaro family instinctively when I saved the hedgehog, but that was not because I thought I would really become one of them. I am still just an outsider, you don't even believe me when I say I love you. Alphonse continued, if something happens, please come to me first. Fianma replied, I understand. Alphonse emphasized, well, now that the misunderstanding is cleared up, what shall we do tonight? If you don't want this, say no. Fianma replied, it is not that I don't want it, because I love you. Alphonse thought, I have no intention of letting myself be swayed by something like love, yet I can't help wondering why she tries so desperately to express it. Just what secret are you hiding? If only tonight I could catch a glimpse of your truth. Alphonse spoke, if anything makes you uncomfortable, say so. Fianma replied, there is nothing like that. Alphonse continued, you can't know that yet, after all, this is all new to you. Fianma told him, I understand, but I am happy. I think I should say it properly. Alphonse said, if you are going to make a face like that, there is no need to put it into words. Fianma thought, just what kind of face am I making right now? Alphonse stated, that is enough talking. Let's begin. Fianma thought, everything feels so new, just breathing takes everything I have got, but Lord Alphonse, he is the same as ever. Alphonse asked, it is not hurting, is it? Fianma replied, not at all, so please, do as you wish. Lord Alphonse, she thought, just now, for a moment. Alphonse replied, then I will fulfill my duty as well. After that, Fianma thought, it is the death plague, if we don't make medicine, it will be disastrous. One person shouted, I am not lying. People are dropping one after another. At this rate, even more will die. If even one of you believes me, then go investigate my hometown. I want to save both my home and all of you. Why am I the one dying? The ones who should die are you who refuse to believe in the disease. Fianma woke up, having had that dream. No matter how much time passes, I never get used to it. Lord Alfond. I wonder if he is off doing his morning training again. Just spending one night together does not change things. Then she read the paper. If feeling well, don't overdo it. You don't need to worry about your parents either, Fianma thought. I can't tell if he is cold or kind, but he is certainly sincere. The maids came and spoke. Good morning. What would you like for breakfast? If you would prefer to rest, we can pass along the message, Fianma asked. Has Lord Alfond already returned from his morning training? The maids replied, he has not been to the dining hall yet. It is rare for him to be late for breakfast. He even left an hour earlier than usual this morning. On the other hand, the vice captain spoke. You are full of energy so early in the day. Alfond replied, for you to show up at this hour, that is rare too. The other knights came and welcomed him. Alfond said, glad to see your spirits are high, so let's begin the training. The vice captain said, yesterday was something, but today even more so. He seems restless, doesn't he? After some time, the vice captain asked, are you not done? You are overdoing it. You are in a bad mood again, just like yesterday. No, in fact, it is far worse than yesterday. So it is because of the fake noblewoman, Alfond replied. No, it is nothing. The vice captain continued, I see, normally, that is a reaction that would make me say my apologies and drop it. But you can't fool me. We have known each other for over 10 years. Did you know that the angrier you are, the calmer you become? If it were really nothing, you would have punched me like yesterday. Alfond asked, there are no problems between her and me. Are you satisfied now? The vice captain replied, you are not lying. He thought, even after what happened yesterday, he remembered Alfond asking, what are you doing? The priest replied, I have my duties as well. Alfond stated, after exposing such a disgraceful side of yourself, you would still try to code it. The knight spoke, the holy magic of judgment. The vice captain thought, wow, this is not something you should use as a threat. Alfond continued, you understand, don't you? When I spoke of disgrace, I was talking about you. Don't think you will get off easy. The sin of smearing mud on the sacred teachings of God, and also the crime of attempting to take the Cornaro family assets unlawfully. The priest replied, this was forced onto me. Alfond stated, that was supposed to be given as payment for treatment, for you, who did nothing. To take it away is a clear breach of contract. Then he said, my apologies for the disturbance. Not only was there a blunder on the church's part, but I also showed you an unsightly scene. It is only right that I apologize. However, what you have seen here, I must ask that you please not speak of it to anyone, for the sake of my wife's honor. It has been exactly half an hour. Go back to training. The rest of you, forget this ever happened. The vice captain thought, just agreeing for his wife's sake is a huge deal, especially for a captain who always prioritizes discipline and controls his emotions. On top of that, his precious wife misunderstood and thought he would insult her. No matter how you look at it, this is a huge problem. Well, as for me, as long as it is interesting, I don't really care. As for whether the pure-blooded duke has truly fallen for the fake noblewoman, I believe I will continue to observe. Next scene, Fianma spoke, welcome back. I apologize, I have already finished breakfast. Alfond replied, I don't mind. Fianma asked, you were quite late today, was there a problem? Alfond told her, no, nothing at all. Fianma thought, he seems a little off, but I don't have any real reason to think so. I am sure I am just being overly suspicious because I have been having bad dreams lately. I need to be here, she said. Well then, I must help your mother. Alfond said, please wait. If you feel any change in your physical condition, please take care and rest. I hear it can be a great burden on a woman's body. Fianma replied, thank you. She thought, for him to go out of his way to say that to me is surprising. I could tell he was being considerate when I woke up, but maybe spending the night together has made him feel some affection for me. Alfond continued, there is a possibility of you conceiving a child, so please don't overdo yourself. Fianma thought, I see, he was just reminding me because I might be carrying his child. She said, I am fine, so please don't worry, thank you for your concern. She thought, I absolutely can let him find out, not only now, but for the rest of my life, that he never needs to worry about me conceiving a child. Like this video, hit the like button, and subscribe for more videos.